Shalom and welcome to the weekend edition of the Daily Dose of Hebrew. We're looking today at Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26. The Lord continues to bring his indictment against his own people, and in verse 26, in the next two verses, we're going to be seeing some specific illustrations that the Lord is using to help his people understand. Because he is watching, he knows exactly what his people are doing to one another and the reason for the judgment. Let's go ahead and read the text in Hebrew as we get started. A couple of little difficulties in this one. Ki nimseu va'ami reshaim yashur kashak yakushim hitzivu mashchit anashim yilkodu. So we start out with this explanatory ki, for, and then nimseu. Well, what do we have on this one? We've got a nun prefix here and an u subformative. So what we have here is going to be it's going to be a perfect. It's going to be a 3MP, third common plural. But this is a nifal, which explains the nun prefix at the very beginning. And with the plural, the subject is actually going to be this word over here, Rashaim, which is, you can see we have just the plural of Rasha, which means evil. So, and this is an adjective, evil or wicked, being used as a substantive here. So this would be the evil ones or the evil men. So evil men are found. So matzah is obviously the root here, which means to find, and nifal means to be found. So evil men are found in or among my people, right here. So this is what the Lord is saying when he looks down and he sees his people. Yashur. Well, here we have, this one's a little bit tricky. This is an imperfect. It's an imperfect with a yod at the beginning, so it's going to be a 3ms. This is a kal, and it's from the verb shur, like this. Not sur, which is written with a samik, meaning to turn aside, but this is shur, and this means to watch. Or it may, Halat, the Hebrew dictionary, gives the definition of to be watching like in wait, to be lying in ambush, to be crouching down and waiting for something. So literally we would have, he crouches down, or he will crouch down. Now this is probably the hardest word to figure out what we have here. We have a k at the beginning, which is like, and then sak, and a little bit divided, the specialist on this one. So some feel that we probably have an infinitive construct, from a verb shakak. So it'd be with two calves like this, shakak, which means to decrease or to abate, to go down. So if this is an infinitive construct, which you could understand the two in a geminate verb like that, being brought to a single calf, like the crouching down of yakushim. Yakushim, now this is a plural, obviously, of yakush, which is a noun which means a fowler, Fowler, one who is looking for fowl, to catch fowl. So it'd be like the crouching down of a fowler. So another possibility for this word shak up here, if it's not an infinitive construct, and probably be a kal if we had that here. But if it's not an infinitive construct, it might be an unusual noun, which refers to the same sort of idea like a fowler's lair. In modern language, we might call it like a duck blind. So it might be a noun being used in that way. So he will crouch down, or maybe make this more like a present. He crouches down like either the crouching down of fowlers or like a duck blind of fowlers, one or the other. So a little bit tricky right there. Hitzivu here, this is a perfect. We have a hip prefix and an u subformative. So once again, we're going to have a third common plural, but this is obviously a hiphil, and this is from our verb natsav, which does not exist in the kal. So we'll put it in parentheses there, which means to place or to set. So they placed mishchit And this is a noun here. You may recognize the root underneath it, the verbal root, hashat, which means to destroy. So this is a noun up here, which means destruction. So they place or they set destruction. This may mean, like fatal traps, because this is what the wicked are doing. They're trying to catch other people and cause evil to them. And then men, they will catch. This is a perfect over here, but this is an imperfect down here. Yilkodo, an imperfect. And obviously this is going to be a third masculine plural. This is a kal. And from a verb lakad, which means to capture or to entrap, to ensnare. So men, they ensnare. And in this case, we front-loaded this one, so it gives us a little bit of a chiasm between these two parts of the phrase here. They set destruction or trap, fatal trap, and men they capture. So it gives us this idea of what people are doing in order to take advantage of others among God's people. Wow. Well, let's go ahead and hide our work here and look at a couple of translations. There's not a lot of, a lot of variation in the translations. For wicked men here are found among my people, in my people here. They lurk, they crouch like fowlers lying in wait. So like the crouching of fowlers. Okay, you can see that with the ESV. They set a trap, and then men they catch. They catch men. Pretty straightforward, and like I said, not a lot of variation. New Living, which is more of a on the paraphrase side, among my people are wicked men. That's pretty straightforward. Who lie in wait for victims. Okay, we have them crouching down. It doesn't say for victims, but that's obviously the idea that's implied here. So even though you don't have the word, it's there. Like a hunter hiding in a blind. Okay, so there you get this idea of hunters just waiting in this blind to catch people. They continually set traps to catch people, to catch men. The Lord knows what's going on. He watches. People think that they can get away. We've seen in the earlier verses people even denying that God really knows what's going on here. But God is fully aware of what's happening, both with the wicked intentions of men as well as the suffering of those who are being entrapped by them. Jeremiah is going to develop this idea in the next couple verses as well, using a couple more images. So check back with us soon in our weekend edition of the Daily Dose of Hebrew. Shalom.